Hi children, welcome back. Students, in our last class, we have discussed about land resources, its importance and land utilization. Students, today at the end of this topic, you will be able to learn soil formation, classification of soils. In this classification of soils, you are going to learn about alluvial soil, black soil and red and yellow soils. Soil is the most important renewable resource. Soil formation is very long process. It takes 100 years to 1000 years to form 1 centimeter of soil. There are some factors which enables the soil formation. That is parent rock. Parent rock is also called bedrock, from which the actually soil forms. The second factor is climate. The amount of temperature and the amount of precipitation they receive, which leads to expansion of rocks and leads to formation of soil. The third one, the dead remains of plants and animals also will help us to form soil. The fourth one and the most important one is microorganisms. These microorganisms act as decomposers and contribute a lot to the fertility of soil. The chemical and organic changes which takes place in the soil are equally important. Soil also consists of organic substances and inorganic materials. Alluvial soil. It is the most widely spread and most important soil. The entire northern plains are made up of alluvial soil. And you can also find these soils in the eastern coastal plains and the deltas of Mahanadi, Krishna, Godavari and Kaveri. Alluvial soils is also found in and extends in Rajasthan, Gujarat through a narrow corridor. Next comes Piedmont plains. Piedmont plains are nothing but at the end of the slope of the mountain, here it comes a level land, that is a plain. So at the foothills of the mountain, that plain is called as Piedmont plains. Here, immediately after the break of the slope, you can find the soils in coarse. In this Piedmont plains, there we have three geographical terms, that is Duars, Chos and Terai. Let us know about Duars. Duars are the type of soils which are found in Sikkim and Bhutan. Duars, its meaning is door or an opening of a floodplain. Next comes Chos. Chos are nothing but streams that begin from mountains. These are usually seen in Punjab and Haryana. And the last one, Terai. This kind of soils are found at the foothills of Himalayas. These are the areas which are marshy, swampy and dampy. In this Terai, we have a national park, that is Duars National Park. You can also have some bird sanctuaries here and you can also find some settlements. Students, let's see the alluvial soil based on the age. According to the age, alluvial soils can be classified as Khadar and Bangar. Khadar is nothing but it's a newer alluvial soil. When the river flows, this Khadar, it means the fine particles deposit at the adjacent side of the river. That fine particles of clay soil is called Khadar. Bangar is also alluvial soil but which is older. It is just above the Khadar. Bangar is not that much fertile when compared to Khadar because it contains some calcareous nodules. But Khadar is very much fertile soil because it contains more fine particles. Alluvial soils are more fertile soil because most of the soil contains adequate proportion of potash, phosphoric acid and lime. Due to its high fertility, regions of alluvial soils are intensively cultivated. It means if you cultivate more than one time in a piece of land is called intensively, that too in a period of 1 year, and densely populated areas also. The dry areas are more alkaline, which means it contains more amount of lime and can be productive after proper treatment and irrigation. You need to use more chemical fertilizers, then only it can be productive. Black soils. Black soil is also called rigor soil. Black soil is ideal for growing of cotton and is known as black cotton soil. Students, here you can see the extent of black soil in India. This black soil is found in Deccan Trap, that is basalt region. Deccan trap, which means the soil is trapped in layers, which you can see in this picture. And these soils are rich in clay. It means the clay soils will hold much amount of moisture. The fertility of soil depends upon the amount of moisture or the water it holds. This kind of soils are also rich in lime, iron, magnesium, calcium, calcium carbonate and potash. So you can easily remember like this: LIMCA P. L stands for lime, I stands for iron, M stands for magnesium, calcium carbonate stands for Ca and potash stands for P. And this kind of soils are also poor in nitrogen, oxygen and phosphorus. You can easily remember like this: no P, nitrogen, oxygen and phosphorus. Most of the Deccan Plateau is covered with black soil, and the states which cover with black soil are Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Karnataka. Not only this, these soils are made up of extremely fine, that is clayey material, and this soil holds much amount of moisture. This kind of black soil is rich in calcium carbonate, magnesium, potash and lime. But they are poor in phosphoric contents. In the dry season, this soils develops the cracks and leads to aeration. And here comes the red and yellow soils. Red and yellow soils develops on ancient crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks. These soils also develop a reddish color due to diffusion of iron. It means much content of iron. This kind of soil looks yellow when it occurs in a hydrated form. The areas where it receives high amount of rainfall, there the soil appears in yellow color. This kind of soils are found in parts of Odisha, Chhattisgarh, southern parts of Middle Ganga plain and along the Piedmont zone of Western Ghats. Here you can see the states which are covered with red soil. These states are almost all the states which are covered by black soil, but a little variation. These states contain a very little parts of red soil. That's all for today. Thank you. Stay tuned.